Ever feel like your internet is slower than trying to scoop ice cream with a plastic spoon?
The internet is slow, but the gossip is fast.
But wait, sometimes it's not the internet itself that's causing the problem. Here's a fast fix that often takes care of it. Unplug your modem and your router for 10-15 seconds, then plug the modem in first, then plug in the router. Now, I realize you may not even know what those devices are yet, so hold on, we'll explain that. Now, think of the modem like a translator. It takes the signal from your provider, it could be Spectrum or Comcast or Xfinity, any number of them, and turns it into something your computer can understand. Your router acts like a traffic officer, directing internet to each phone, TVs, or computer. Sometimes they're combined into one unit that has both jobs. If your home is large or has thick walls, consider a mesh network. That's like having multiple traffic officers at various spots in your house to direct the internet traffic. Now, that's what I have here. This is a mesh network by TP-Link. This particular one, we only needed 2 of these devices in our home. Not a really large home, but we have literally hundreds of smart things around the home that all tie into the Wi-Fi, even some as far out as 100 feet or so outside the home. I'll provide Amazon links to the devices that I use below in the description. This video is not sponsored, meaning that I'm not getting paid to recommend any product. I will list the links to the products that I like and use. If you decide to buy it using that link, I get a tiny commission that helps support this channel without costing you anything. So here are the basic steps for troubleshooting your internet. First, look at your modem and router lights. Any red lights or lights that are out often can mean something's wrong. It'll tell more in the manual that you have for these devices. Power cycle both the modem and the router. The modem first. Give it 15 seconds, then plug the modem back in. Give that a minute for it to get up and running. Still suspect something's wrong? Hook your computer directly to the modem with an Ethernet cable if you can. That will bypass the router completely. Think of it as testing the water directly from the faucet before you jump into the shower. If your internet speed is good at the modem, then often it may be a problem with the router itself or with something interfering with the router. At times, your internet provider may need to step in here. Keep your modem and router off the floor, away from big metal objects or microwaves. These can act as traffic jams for your internet signal. Sometimes your router needs a software update. Modem too, for that matter. These are called firmware updates. If that sounds scary, it may be as simple as just opening an app that you have for that device. Like our mesh network, we have an app that will open up and tell us the status of the device, how much traffic's going through it, and it'll tell us when we need a firmware update. Just clicking on that button will update the firmware. It's okay to ask a tech-savvy friend or family member for help, then follow the instructions that come with your router. If you're constantly battling dead zones at different parts of the house, a mesh system can often help. So you can test the internet by Googling speed test on various devices in your home or just on your smartphone while you're connected to the Wi-Fi, and then you can just walk around and run a speed test in different parts of the home to see where the dead areas are. If all else fails, your internet's still crawling, call your internet service provider like AT&T or Verizon. They're the mechanics who can check the signal coming into your modem, even from their location. They'll let you know if there's an outage that's covering the neighborhood or the area where you live. They send a signal out to your modem, and if they don't get the signal back, they know that there's something wrong in their service that goes to your modem. You may need to check your internet service document. Could be even the monthly bill to see what devices are supplied by your internet service provider and what ones you own. If your modem or router are on a billing plan from your internet service provider, they belong to them, and they, as a result, are responsible for repairing any problems. So you can go directly to the internet service provider. They'll still have you go through the standard steps that I discussed, turning off the modem and the router and turning them back on to see if everything's working properly. But if something's broken in the router and supported by them, they have to support it. They have to change it. Downside to that is that it costs more, sometimes significantly more money on a monthly basis if they are providing the modem and the router. So in my case, I was more comfortable supporting all of this, and I have a modem and a router that I own. You can switch over at any time. If you find you feel like you don't need to be paying for their devices, you can buy the modem and router. Again, the links are down below, and you can set them up yourself. It's really not difficult at all. Often a modem or router may need to be replaced if it's old, and that could be as much as every 3 years or so. If this video helped, then leave a comment. And if you're stuck at any point, feel free to ask questions in the comments. I try to answer every one that I can answer if possible. If this was helpful, click on the like button and subscribe so that you'll get more of these sorts of videos. If you have any questions, ask in the comments. I'm happy to answer any that I can. Thank you for watching. Next, you should check out this video over here.